um, what do we have here? So first we have really cool new fancy schmancy speakers, which in my opinion are mastering grade. Low mastering grade, but they are mastering grade. These speakers can really play extremely precise, or I would say show really precise level changes, dynamic changes, equalization changes, etc., etc. And this is something that you need in a mastering process. Afterwards, you will see when I will go through certain steps that you will hardly hear any difference from one step in the mastering process. It will be, for some of you, unhearable. You will not change, at all. A, B, I don't hear any difference. But when I will chain 5, 6, 7, 8 processes in series, and I will do A, B, the difference will be pretty big. But if you want to hear those small changes, you need a really precise monitors.
Do you ever use headphones? Or
Yes, I have really good headphones. And this is really important. And for critical mixes, I always listen on headphones when I bounce. So if there is something problematic with the mix, I can hear it more precisely on the headphones. But I don't mix and I don't master on headphones. I don't think you can do that properly. You can do it just if you have to, or maybe I could, because I have so much experience from speakers that I could kind of find an approximation, but this is again not a good thing to do, even though I think there are mastering studios. You know, they are on the internet that they're marketing themselves, that they have really good headphones. So I wouldn't send anything to a mastering studio that doesn't have speakers as good as this ones. This is for me 3,000 euros per pair. I would say it's a minimum for something serious, and it has to be a three-way speaker. And if somebody has like something like that and is advertising mastering for 10 euros, don't do it. You can do it better yourself, because there is a big chance that you will know your speakers better than he does his. Okay, so let's go to the actual system that we have here, and let's open something. So, what do you prefer, rock or electronica?
Rock.
Okay, electronica, hands up. Okay, rock. It's not that bad. What should we do?
Flip a coin.
Oh,
Paper, rock, scissors.
We'll do disco. Okay, so how the system works in my case, and how I work. Somebody else will have a completely different system and will say the techniques that I use are not the right techniques, they are not technically correct, blah blah blah. I really don't care. This is my style, and I think that I have good results with my style, and if you don't like my style, you should go to someone else. Same is valid for anything. So you should try other mastering studios if you decide that you will use mastering services. So if you spend 2 years on an album, or 1 year, or how many times on an album, and now you decide that it's time that you master that album, you should master it yourself first. So you have some sort of reference, what can you do in your home environment. And then you should invest 150 euros and send track, unmastered track, to a mastering studio that charges, I would say, 30-35 euros per track. Same track to the mastering studio that charges 50 euros per track, and same track to the mastering studio that charges, I would say, 80. That's the max. Everything else, if you're not really huge artist, is too expensive, in my opinion. and you can compare the results. They will be very, very different. Everybody will probably do his own technique, he will have his own sound, so at the end you will have 3 different masters plus your own, 4 masters. And it may happen that your master will be sounding best of them all. So you can decide, fuck off, I will do it on my own and I don't need any mastering. And you may find out that the guy who is doing it for 35 euros can do it better than the guy who is doing it for 80. That is also possible. And my personal opinion is that you should avoid mastering studios that are offering free samples. Because if you are offering free samples, you have too much time. Because if you want to be sincere, you would spend 1 hour doing a master for a song. So if you're doing free,
to lose.
huh?
You have nothing to lose.
If you send it, you don't have nothing to lose. But okay, exactly. You can send it, but I personally don't think that this works. Because if you would be doing that like that, for example, the amount of work that I have, and I'm not as famous as or as big as other mastering studios, is pretty big in recent times. And if I would be doing free samples, I can do 1 day per week or 2 days per week only free samples. And there is a lot of people outside that actually will never pay for mastering. They will just like to try how it sounds if somebody is mastering the song. So we will be investing. From my experience, and I was doing that at the beginning when I was starting, I was offering 1 track for free to anyone who contacted me. So you can see what I can do. And I figured out that maybe 15% of them actually came back. So it's a bad investment. I spent a lot of time, people get free masters, and I don't get the money paid, and it doesn't make sense. So another option is that I don't spend 1 hour and I don't do the maximum on the actual track, and I do it in 15 minutes, or I use sort of a preset which will sound good, but it won't pull the maximum potential out of the song. So this is maybe a viable option, but I don't think this is a good thing.